Oops. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Everyone, good morning. Happy Monday. And what did I call it? Momentous Monday, maybe? Miraculous Monday. Good morning. Good to see you guys here. And yes, I made a video and said, enjoy the skits today, blah, 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 blah. And Nancy put in a comment, we don't have any skits today. Let me say good morning to you guys. I really hope you had a beautiful weekend. And I did post something on the board. There were some negative skits about a couple of other content creators, and Gwen caught them. So we don't want to do that because we don't want anybody coming for us. Um, I don't. I've been in kind of trouble. Then I don't want them coming for you either. Okay, so no negative comments about other content creators. And I'm always out there watching. Oh, yeah, I was out there this weekend. While I was watching the motorcycles, I was watching the content reviewers. Mm-hmm. Okay, and let's see. Good morning, Angela. Good morning, Juanita. And Carolyn, I saw you. Good morning, Carolyn. Let's see. And I do have to get close sometimes. I don't know where my computer glasses are. I put stuff in safe places, never to be seen again. My mom does that too. We put it in a safe place. So, and let's see. Facebook, I only saw the one about Dee and Erica, but that was late yesterday. I think I saw that one. And Libby and Terry, I did see that one. That one uploaded. And the lady came to blackmail Libby or extort money or whatever. And then Angela says they upload skits that we don't really want to watch. I think maybe staff is on vacation. And if I'm correct, I believe Amber is also in Miami. And that's probably where Ernestine went, like this morning, because we only saw Trey talking to Cuckoo Rhonda. But I think someone did tell me that Amber was in Miami. So, and they typically hang out. Hi, Magnolia, welcome in. And Donna Robinson says, good afternoon, Nonya and family. And Carolyn Brown says, none. Anthony didn't even arrest Amber this morning. Stupatex. Oh my gosh, Magnolia, I hope you had a good weekend. Trapstar, welcome in. Trapstar says, good morning, everyone. I hope you guys had a good weekend. I truly do. And what is this? Oh, hi, Michelle B. Welcome in, darling. How are you? I hope you're good. I hope so, hope so. Okay. And of course, my eyes have to water at least one time, make me look like I'm crying. Probably my hairspray, too. Magnolia saying hello to everybody. And so's Carolyn. So, hi, Tina Stoker. Welcome in. How are you doing, Tina? How are you? Betty Bush is in the house. Hi, Betty. Welcome in. Welcome in. And everyone saying good morning. Trapstar says, hey. So I want to apologize to you because believe it or not, when I do this, sometimes I am so nervous. It's like when I do the replays, for the reasons that I do the replays. And I listen sometimes and I'll hear an error I make. And I'll go, why did I say that? So I think sometimes I'm just, hi, Humphrey. I am nervous sometimes, believe it or not. Yeah, believe it. That's probably why I talk fast sometimes. And so just ignore my errors because I'm just like, I think I said something. I was saying somebody's name and I called her Magnolia. I did. I called her Magnolia because her hair's sticking out. So anyway, forgive me for that. Just like pretend she didn't say that. She didn't mean that. Because I do. I get nervous. Good morning, Donna. How are you, Donna Robinson? I do, Magnolia. And I said your name. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, you're welcome, Tina. You're welcome. So, no skits today, I guess, that we really, really like. And, oh, yes, please hit the like button so people will know we're here. Okay, you guys, if you would do that. And then also, I'm going to put this in again. Please don't make any like negative comments about any other content reviewers, okay? And yeah, because something happened this week, and not with my channel or this channel, but something did happen. Hi, Hemi girl, welcome in, welcome in. I'm glad to see you're here. And of course, my eyes have to water. Yeah, I haven't seen any. I kept looking Magnolia, and I only saw Terry. Tina Young is in the house. Hi, Tina. Allergy medicine. Tina is in the house. Hi, Durain. How are you? Welcome in. So if you guys are ever listening to a replay and I make a mistake, just ignore it. Just say, oh, she must have been nervous. Because I'll hear it and I'll go, did I say that? Yeah, you did it. I did it. Trapstar says they may as well go ahead and roast some. I know Kiki is the best. I love Kiki. Good morning, Marion. Good morning, buttercups and chatters. Yes, that's who we are. Somebody called us Amberites over the weekend, but I don't know what that is, so I guess they wasn't talking to me. Amberite sounds like a rock. Oh my gosh. Hi, Dolly. Welcome in. Carolyn says, I'm sorry, Nonya. I did say I unsubscribed from. Oh, no. I mean, it just by name. Just by name. Or a description. Magnolia. Yeah, I'm calling you out, girl. Think I didn't pick up on that? You know I heard that. No. That was okay, Carolyn. Yeah, well, I like, what was it? I'm no Amber, right? I'm an Amber fan. Who gets to give us a name except us? And since they love saying Amber, right? Yeah, I like the anklets. That's the one I like. Trapstar, was that you that put that in? I like the anklets. I do. But we get to name us, not other people. They don't define us. And y'all know I don't like that. Nope. Amberite sounds like a rock. And why do somebody else get to give us a name? They want to call me something? Call me Amber fan. I know they're not going to say Buttercup. Hey, Keisha, what's happening? Yes, I am an Amber supporter. Amber, right? Sound like a rock. But I mean the nerve, right? But I'm a rookie. I'm a new kid on the block. And I'm not Amber, right? And I'm a rebel. Oh, gosh. But anyway, I guess it's all in fun. But yeah, I'm not one. Doesn't bother you guys, that's fine. But not me. Anyway, Donna Robinson says, hold on. Donna Robinson says, I'm hopeful that Amber will get her divorce as Anthony is weighing down on Denisha. I'm not sure that the split off with them is strong enough to hold the numbers, but as long as they are divorced, I'm good. You know, Anthony, I do think can carry a storyline. If he has a good supporting person, Anthony's a good actor. I don't know how many of you have seen him on television and stuff. He is a good actor, and Amber says he's a good actor. And he likes to crack jokes when she's being serious. So she likes Anthony and his wife and their child. Someone on one of the other pages called the person that called us Amberites and anklets. I don't. I mean, come on. Yes, we are Team Amber. Thank you, Magnolia. And they want to call us something, call us that. Because making up a name for us, no thanks. We don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need the help. Okay? We don't need it. Call us Team Amber. Is that okay with you guys? Everybody okay with Team Amber? Don't call somebody Amber, right? Don't get me started. I had a ball over the weekend watching the motorcycles and all that good stuff. Exhausted yesterday when we got home, and I fell asleep in the car. Ideally, Hope Chat brings Trinity to the cast. I hope so. Marion, I think so. And you know, I saw that guy before. Is that the Wingstop guy? Who is he? I've seen him before. That was good, Magnolia. I love that story too with Ernestine and Trinity. Man, he could not take his eyes off Ernestine. And she was rocking that white. I was like, whoa, go ahead, Ernestine. Go ahead. Carolyn Brown says they use Amberites like a curse word. Yeah, they do. Now they want me to make up some names for them. I can do that. I can do it. But we won't. When they go low, we go high. Nobody. Well, hello, Labrina Stone. Hey, what will happen? Shayla's on skits. Shayla's on the skits now, Labrina? Labrina, welcome in. Someone, everybody say welcome in to Labrina. She's new to our tea, so can we get some welcome ins for her, please? Come on, guys, gals, everybody. Please welcome Labrina to our tea. And where's Carla? Carla, do you have your tea? Are you here? Is Carla here? No. Let me put this in. Welcome in. Hold on. If I can type. Labrina, thank you for coming. And can you guys say welcome in, please? Please, please. Labrina, we're good people in here. We don't do the bashing and all that stuff. You may hear me fussing about something, but it's all good. We are Team Amber. I'm no Amberite or anything, but yeah, anklets. So we try to, in here we wind at, well, for Monday, for tea time, we wind up. What will happen to Shayla on the skits? You know, and it's probably not going to happen. I mean, it's not like I bat 100 and I'm just guessing like everybody else, but we do watch the skits intently here, the majority of us, and we do follow people on their lives and everything on other platforms. But Labrina, you know, I made a prediction, and who knows if it'll come true or not, but I made a prediction that Delicia and Iman are going to get married, and that is going to break Shayla's heart. That's my prediction, because Shayla has no shame. The only thing Shayla ever wants to be is a wife, and she wants to be Iman's wife. So if I see Delicia, and I called this back in October, November, that's the only thing I really want to see happen, in addition to let Anthony get with Barracuda Denisha. You guys remember when he was trying to talk when Karis was trying to talk to Denisha. You remember that? Denisha is no joke. He barking up the wrong tree with that one. They used to call her the pimpstress, well, basically, of the BBL crew when they first got there. Remember that? Mm-hmm. So we don't know what's going to happen with Shayla. I guess they're going to have to figure it out. And I truly do hope they split the storyline. Let those two people get a divorce. If they make it back together somewhere down the line, that's fine. But let them split. I mean, we need some freshness to the storyline, to the AAS storyline. Yeah. But to me, that would be karma for Shayla. And for Anthony, it's going to be Baby Kai. And people can say, oh, leave Baby Kai alone, because I've heard that. I heard that this weekend again. They keep saying it. You know me, I'm like, yeah, they're grasping for straws right now. Grasp them. But if I say something and I'm wrong, I don't feel bad about it. At least we use good sense and deduction in trying to make our guesses, you know. And Keisha says, hey, Dolly, Carol, and Magnolia. But I don't think Anthony truly wants Denisha. Yeah, he just needs some. He needs some poom poom. He needs some poom poom. Chase told Rhonda that Trinity wasn't feeling her. And you know, Magnolia, I'm happy he did, because she was about to go into La La Land. Yeah, no. He watched Ernestine every second he got. Didn't take his eyes off of her. So I'm glad that Chase told her. Hi, Gwen. Good morning. I started to text you and I figured you were at work. I said, let me leave you alone. And please like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. So, Labrina, what we do here, I do Country Wayne reviews. And in the morning, I do this tea with me. Sometimes, more often than not, we do talk about skits, but we also talk about other things. We talk about anything. We talk about women, men, marriages, breakups, anything. This is, for me, a safe space, even though it's social media. Remember, whatever you say on social media, we can't pull it back. It doesn't come back. It's just out there to stay. So it is, you know, I can't stand Anthony so much. I know, Keisha, I can't stand him at all. I don't even want to see him in anything else. He's a good actor. I'm sorry, my eyes are watering. Where's my pill? Let me take my allergy pill. Everyone, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And again, welcome in, Labrina. Thank you for coming. And please subscribe to the channel. Now, let me give you one other update. Trinity was in, oh, that's right. He used to go with one of the girls. He used to go with one of the girls on Sisters. That's right. I knew his face. He ain't fine, but he cute. He look good with Ernestine. And Trey, you better call Tyrone. Like Erykah Badu says, you better call Tyrone so you can get up out of there. Trinity, yeah. I knew I saw him and I was like, wait, he was somebody's boyfriend, you know, or dating or whatever. Ooh, that would be so good, Magnolia. What did Magnolia say? Magnolia Trapstar, I want a double date with Amber. I saw that. You had posted that, Ernestine and Trinity. Yes, knowing Ernestine, it'll happen because she'll be like, Amber, you got to come meet him. Amber. They're probably still in Miami together because we know they tend to, like, quite often go places together. So, and I forget who it was. Maybe Marion said Amber was in Miami. But when is she still going to Africa? Take her little boy. Is it LaBrenda? Thank you, Donna. And Hemi Girl, good morning. Ernestine was well. She was dressed, wasn't she? And she said she had been working out and stuff. She was dressed to the nines. Yes, she was. Trinity is from Tyler Perry. Oh, and Zadima or Zatima, right? Um, Sabrina, welcome. Derain says welcome. Everybody's welcoming you in. So, Labrina, we also no. Oh, you know what? My weekend was good. Believe it or not, there she is, Carla. Carla, you're entering to sip some tea. Okay, my weekend was actually good, and we went out to one of the places out on the coast in Monterey County where Pebble Beach is, the golf course or whatever the folks go to. Anyway, there's a place out there for people. And since my husband has the Harley shop, he knows all of the people. He also has a Harley, but we don't ride it that much. But of course, he had to go. So Eklund, it was fun. When we got there, they were starting like an evening barbecue, and it was fun. But we have to go back next Saturday. We didn't stay there the whole week, of course, but we're going back next Saturday because that's going to be the end of it. And so after that, let's see. Well, I'll leave it there for now. But yeah, Eklund, it was fun. And he was happy that, I got online a little bit, but I wasn't on there but I was on enough. I was watching replays, getting my hours. Team Amber in the house. So welcome in, Labrina. That's who we are. We don't bash people. We say stuff, but we're not about like really bashing folks. And looks like a lot of people are in their feelings about what's going on with the anklet dude, with Anthony. Anthony. Donna says her iPhone has, yeah, mine too. I had to turn off all the, where it wants to guess what your next word is going to be because it wants to type what it wants to type. And it's annoying. And now they did some other upgrade, and every time somebody tries to call me, it makes me verify it through Google that it's a number I want. I'm like, really? So, like, if you ever tried to call my number and it didn't go through, that's because Google wants me to look at a message with the phone number and see who it is, and then I accept it, and then it goes through this rigmarole, asking me go through settings and this and that. I'm like, what is this nonsense? And maybe they just don't have anything better to do. And it's a 17, so it's not old, it's new. And I'm like, yeah, no, y'all doing too much now. Okay. And then let's see. They moved to Mara, yes, to give Shayla more storyline. Mm-hmm. Yes, they did. Welcome in to Nonya Sis, Buttercups and Chatters. And Labrina, we call it, I pick Buttercups because my grandpa used to say, buckle up, Buttercup, and he would put us in the back seat and make two of us sit on, one on top of the other one. And then he'd like lock us in there and go wherever we were going. I'm from Southern California. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area now, Labrina. That's who I am. I've been watching the skits for a while. Amber and Shayla were with Wayne in Miami. Okay, Marion. This past weekend also. So that's where the crew is. Okay. I knew Amber was, but okay. So Wayne and Shayla were there also. Angela says, hey, Eklund, I'm hoping Steen will still tell Amber about Delicia and Amon courtside on TV. You think she's not gonna tell her? She gonna tell her. And what is wrong with Candace? The least she could do is put a couch in there. for our table or something. Betty Bush, thank you for welcoming Labrina in. Hi, Carla. Trapstar says Shayla will end up with Anthony. That's what Wayne wants. She will compete with Denisha and break them up, so she ends up with Anthony. I wouldn't be surprised, Trapstar. The only problem I have with that is that I hope they make Angelina stay in Anthony's life and give him heck. Because putting him back with Shayla, that's not karma. He wants to be there with him, his baby mama, mama's maybe, papa's maybe. Yeah, that part. So that could be. And then maybe he finds out later. I don't know. Wayne said he's going to let Kai stay Anthony's child. So I don't see much karma in that unless Anthony loses some money. Okay. But them putting them back together, that still bothers me because like somebody was doing a deduction of how the divorces work and everything. And then I pointed out, I did see the Pam. I did point out, because I'm telling you, I was out on a mission this weekend, when I was online. But I was just, I was just looking. I was just curious, no shade. I was just curious. But I did say, people keep saying now, well, they were only married a short time. Well, they were married about 2.5 months before Shayla decided to crawl into bed with Anthony. So, whose fault is that? Is that Amber's fault? Whose fault is that? That they were only married for a short time. Don't try to put that on Amber. And don't forget that it happened. They were married about 2.5 months. They got married in October? Shayla did this in the middle of January. And then the affair kicked off. So, they weren't married long enough. Please hit the like button, everybody. We only have 29 people right now. But don't act like, Amber did it. Amber didn't do it. Anthony and Shayla did it. So that's why I think the first divorce should be allowed into court and Kai, right? Because how are you going to say, well, they were only married a short time? Well, nobody told Shayla to crawl in that bed. Okay? So don't blame Amber for them having a short marriage, Yeah, we're not going to do that. Then I saw somebody say, well, we want to see documentation where Amber helped save the house and saved him from bankruptcy. Do we ever see documentation in the skits? Talk about desperate for straws. And, I just laughed. I mean, I chuckled and kept it going because everybody's entitled to their own opinion. No shade to any of my brother and sister commenters. I'm not a moderator anymore for the channel I was on. And Trapstar right, I don't like it one bit. Wait until Tamara finds out she called Wayne on her behalf. Tamara's going to be pissed. She's going to be ticked off. I mean, she might still be in love with Wayne, but Shayla needs to take a back seat and have a seat. So, Eklund says, Nonya, Angelina is about to feel Amber's pain once more when Pam, she tried to tell Brody and Brody fell asleep. She wanted to tell Brody that I guess she is pregnant, but then he was asleep. So I was like, but yeah, Angelina is about to be in for a rude awakening because Pamela is probably going to be pregnant. And for all the people who say women over 40 can't have a baby, and y'all know I had twins and I was over 40. Okay. Carla, I'm laughing because everyone was hyping Anthony up with the Anthony and Amber skit. And yesterday evening, he is talking about, talking about her, don't play about Denisha. Anthony don't know nothing about Denisha. The queen of the BBL group when they first came from Miami, the one who told Momo, get out of Rafi's pockets, you're going to get caught. And what happened? Momo got caught. She's that quiet one that used to sit back there, and then Karis went after her, and Karis couldn't deal with her either. So go ahead, Anthony. Good luck with that. Good luck. I'm sorry, people. My family, I apologize. Good luck with Denisha, because she's going to probably come off really nice. Denisha is about her bag. Okay, I am laughing. Yeah, I'm going to read this again. I'm laughing because everyone was hyping up Anthony with the Anthony and Amber skit. And yesterday evening, he was talking about her. Don't play about Denisha. And Denisha friend zoned Anthony. I mean, so if you're going to try to be with Denisha, you got to work, because she gave Karis the blues and he didn't back down. The problem with the views will be Shayla doesn't get any karma or consequences, so the audience doesn't want to watch her. I agree. But, I was looking at, like, shorts are used to kind of take the temperature of different people. So if I see Amber go down a little bit and I see Shayla come up a little bit, I usually see Anthony and Shayla come up maybe within, maybe by 1,000. Lately, since it's been about Anthony and Shayla. And Amber's still, she's still on point, but yeah. Nancy B, there you are. What's happening, sis? Good morning, and thank you for the heads up about the skits. We had a lot of skits this weekend. Hemi Girl says it would be a great skit if Amber and Dave go on a double date with Steen and Trinity. Oh, and they all bump into Anthony and Denisha. Hemi Girl, you as bad as me. I be thinking all kind of stuff. Nancy says, good morning, chat. And what? Oh, I tried to put on makeup on my eyes today. Maybe that's why my eyes are watering, because I don't wear makeup anymore. But I try sometime. Yes, Nonya, I want them to get a divorce. I do too. I do too. And you see Anthony's face fall when she didn't when she told him no the first time, and that smile he had after finding out her ring size. Because I'm thinking, what's he about to do? Give Denisha Amber's wedding ring? Because Amber probably wears a 7. And anyway, Trapstar, I don't think they're going to get the views on the Shayla and Anthony, because Shayla can't rock. And Mrs. Dalton's story, no. And that's why, I mean, if they put them back together, it's like, where's the karma for these two? I mean, Angelina might be a thorn in their side, but something's coming with Shayla from Sincerely. And Kai is going to open that door. And that I do believe, because they've been too focused on him being able to reach the door now. And now Kai can open the door. He can open it. He opened it last week. So, I mean, they do things deliberately. We know it. And we know there's no documentation floating around. So why are people asking for it? Because they weren't happy about Anthony, I guess. Whitewashing Anthony wasn't enough, so now they want documentation from Amber. How about some documentation about how much money Anthony spent, or hid, I should say? How about that? They tell us everything else. How about some documentation on what Anthony hid, instead of worrying about the fact that even though the skits are out there, she saved his behind, and Ro did as well, and she got paid back. Candace is so annoying. I'm sorry. She got $60,000 to work on a podcast, but she's slow as molasses. Yeah, talking about she's going to extend her vacation. But I guess that's because Wayne's down there, so maybe they're having some kind of celebration. Candace is stopping the other women from making money. Yeah, I mean, when Nancy, you love Chase? I don't like Chase. I don't like the way he treats Candace. And now they're acting like Candace is some bobblehead. I mean, she is, but I don't know. I don't like Chase. He never wants to look at anything for what it is. He jokes everything off. But he better listen to Candace's mother about Maggie. Yeah, Candace is sitting there. I mean, she should have some furniture or something delivered. They got to sit at Shayla's house to practice. I wonder if Amber's going to show up to practice. That'll be interesting. And let's see. But love Chase if you want to, Nancy. Go for it, girl. The Shayla's Skits, that is the new nickname Magnolia gave Shayla, without Amber, Antonia, and Amon. That'll be interesting because I don't think that's going to happen, Magnolia. Right? I mean, nobody else works with her. She doesn't fit anywhere else, really. So they're going to have to put her somewhere. So I guess maybe they will put Anthony with her. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Antoinette. Please do. Please like. We are up to 30. And that's still kind of low for a T, but you know what? You guys are here. I'm happy you're here. And that's what matters. So if any skits come on. Oh, and the other thing I was going to say, you know how I removed all of the video? It's a good thing I did. Because they are coming for the video. People are getting copyright notices left and right. So when we do, I used to put, and I used to talk on my videos like I'm supposed to, and the ratio was fine of narrative to video. Some people found out that no. So I'm glad I took it out. So if you're watching a video or a replay, and then you see me getting ready to look up a skit so I could play it, and then you don't see the skit, that's because something told me to take it out. Yeah, it did. So I took mine out. I think I have one video. I can't find it, but it has to do with when Anthony's laying up there after his panic attack. And he's got all these women in there and his little boy and Wayne, his henchman, comes over. I think there's one video out there that still has some skit data or skit video. So I got to go look and see. Maybe I found it and then put it to the side, or knowing me, I might have deleted it because I don't want anything else in my way. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Let's see. Trapstar says it amazes me how they had, I know, no sympathy for baby David, nor Amber's babies that she lost. They don't bring that up. They don't want to give Amber any credit. And why is that? We don't care. Do you, boo? So, I just hope Wayne fools us and takes Kai from Anthony. I do. I hope he fools us. And I hope he gives them a divorce. If they make their way back together, so be it. But at this point, he took a jackhammer to that marriage. And he did it deliberately. Dolly says, Nonya, I've been good lately. I had to repent from typing. Girl, I don't think you're going to get in trouble with the Lord because you typed that word. And then you typed it again. Look what you just typed. Dolly, what would do with you? It's okay. They're not going to trip. Let's see. Dolly, can you delete this comment that you put in? that word or that comment. But thank you, truly, Dolly, because I know you mean what you say. So if you would just delete that comment for me. And let's see what else. I made shorts, but you know how I love putting my music in. So once I go viral, it'll be okay. But it's just you can't use too much, unless I have. I'm not an artist, so it's like I have no artistic talent, so I can't like draw a sketch or anything and put it up there, so it won't be their content. So when I do my skits, it's either like you can't use too much of a skit and the music together. They didn't tell me that, but I think that that's a problem. I think that you can use it, spontaneously, and that makes sense. I mean, we don't want the page, the shorts, to look like spammy, you know. And then let's see. Carla says Trey may be getting done for Trinity. Yeah, let him go back over there with TJ and take his cornbread recipe with him. He was so out of place. Did anybody feel sorry for him? Did anybody feel sorry for Trey? Did he? I mean, he was like, I had secondhand embarrassment because of Trey. Like, Trey for real? Like, fighting over the bill, and like, I mean, like, he has no etiquette. But when he first came in, I thought he did, but I guess J-Mo was carrying him more than we realized. Trey may be getting dumped. Well, I mean, this guy had this. He did not want to take his eyes off Ernestine, but she did behave, and hopefully, maybe it's a turning point in her life. You got Bree over there trying to get rid of Nadia so she can be with Jay, and then, and yeah, Antoinette. No, he does not know Denisha. Mm-mm. And she is a barracuda. Even Wayne said, "Man, you don't read spirits very well, do you?" There's no way Wayne's going to talk, to Denisha. And the way she ran the party, his birthday party, Carla, I hope he does. And then Marion says Ben left his wife for the mistress and married her for 3 years. Anthony already said he's not getting married again and told Ben there's no way on God's green earth he would marry Shayla. Yep, that's true. And then somebody, what was it? He lied to, there was a lie last week where, hi, Simply Abby. There was a lie last week where I think he told Shayla that he said he had called. Well, I don't know if it was a lie. I think one time he did tell her this, where he did tell her she was wife material. Does anybody remember that when they were in the fishbowl? Anybody remember that? But you destroyed those. I don't like cheating. I don't like Amber cheating, Anthony's, Shayla's, none of it. And how is my girl from across the pond? How are you, Simply Abby? Anthony is a good actor. The storyline is what was tanking him. He is a good actor. hmm I mean, it was drowning them. It's like it's too old. It's not refreshing anymore. And then Ben this morning, he's just the worst. He's the worst. Oh, Danny on Sister. Okay, okay. He's something else. And now, Abigail over there about to extort some money from him. About to extort some money. Hey, Simply. And what is this? Yeah, Trey looked bad, didn't he, Trap Star? I mean, he had no idea. And I honestly, and I said it, and I was like wrong as two left shoes, that he might like kick it with Chase. And then as soon as they met, when they walked up on Ernestine and Chase, uh, I said Chase, Ernestine and Trey arguing, I knew right then and there nothing was gonna happen with Chase. And he was so out of place. And then sat there and argued about the bill. Yeah. I mean, I know, it was deliberate, but Nonya says, I'm sorry to me. Dolly, don't worry about it, girl. It's okay. Now she said, now I have to repent again. No, you don't. Unless you want to. I'm fine. Girl, I typed a couple of bad words before, right? When I was over at on O'Neill's channel last year. And I went, oops, did I type that? And I rushed in there and deleted real quick. Because I think Angela, I typed something once when I first became a moderator. And Angela Atkinson said, no, you delete it, delete it, delete it. I didn't know what she was talking about, right? I don't know if you remember that, Angela. And she said, hurry up and delete it. Just delete it. Because I was like, delete what? And she was like, just delete it, delete it. And that's when I realized how serious it was. No, Dolly, don't. Not to the group. We don't trip like that, girl. But if that's what you want to do, then do you, right? But I'm fine. I think the rest of the team is fine as well. And Keisha, oh wait a minute. Gwen said Trap Star. He does. Yes, he does. He doesn't know how to shush his mouth. That's true. Likewise, because Dave wants kids also. And then, do we think Ernestine is going to tell Amber about Delicia? I think so, Keisha. Ernestine tell Amber everything. Well, no, not everything. But yeah, I do. I think so. Amber got enough of her own business, though. Mind your business. Mind the business that pays you. I don't know. Amber might get up in Trey's face and say, that's why you about to get dumped. What if she did that? Come on, Amber. But yeah, I think Ernestine will probably tell Amber about Delicia. And then Carolyn says, Wayne already told Chase and Candace needs to be about business and not in people's personal business. And also he told Delicia, let Candace do her job. So that's why she had to apologize to Delicia, and she goes telling Ernestine about Amon and Delicia. Yep, that's exactly what she did, Carolyn. And he also told Delicia to leave Candace alone. And Delicia went to the house anyway to complain. So they both did just what he told them not to do. They'll mess around and both get fired. Nah, because Delicia has a secret. So he's not going to fire her. Gwen says, hi, Abby. Donna Robinson says, Abigail called Ben threatening. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. My bad there, guys. Gals. Abigail called Ben threatening him to tell Danielle that he invested in her hair company because Abigail knew he wasn't going to tell Danielle that part. About the house, yes. About the hair, no. She knows Ben. She was married to him for 3 years, right, Donna? And if he doesn't give her more money to upgrade, he's in a pickle. And guess where where the pickle jar is, Donna? Does anybody think he might go after some of Anthony's money? Because we know about Darren, right? But we also know that Ben and Anthony have the access codes to Anthony's money. We remember that from when they had the conversation. Only Ben, supposedly, and Anthony. We don't know what, we don't even know where Darren is. Where is Darren? Trinity, you know what? I was looking at him. He kind of funny looking, but he's still kind of cute. You know what I mean? He's cute. He's kind of handsome. I thought he was. Hi, Nature. Good morning. Thank you for your email, Nature. Thank you very much. Nature says, good morning, everyone. He is cute, you know? Like, I mean, I don't care if you light skin or not, but it's something about him. Unless it was the way he was looking at Ernestine that caught my eye. Because he was watching Sting. It had me laughing. I enjoyed that skit. That was good. So, I'm sorry, guys. My eyes are watering. I know you're saying, girl, do something about your cataracts. Ernestine posted her workouts. And you know what? It made me want to go work out. And my husband goes, work out for what? I'm like, so I could be, fine again. He just laughs. But yeah, they do. And I'm glad they're not gatekeepers. And that's one reason that people are Amber supporters, because she's always sharing stuff with us. But Ernestine is snatched. Like, wow. I said, go ahead, Ernestine. Keisha B, I hope so. I need Amber to have this juicy tidbit in her back pocket. I agree, Magnolia. And Keisha, yep, I agree with you. And see, Marion says, Magnolia, I think that's when Ben is going to start to steal Anthony's money to pay Abigail so he doesn't have to tell Danielle. Trying to make her go back to work. Why we got to go back to work? And you guys know, you remember Danielle got that house, right, when he left her and went off with Abigail. So she had to go back to work, and she bought that house that they live in now. And now he's telling her she's got to go back to work. Why? Because you had to go take care of your mistress / ex-wife and put in $100,000 of our money and help her with her hair business. Wonder who Ben likes. Who do you guys think Ben likes the most? Oh, and I did do a short on Ben. How many of you guys remember when Ben liked Ernestine? You guys remember the Color Time Kool-Aid? You remember that? They were having Kool-Aid at the Dalton's house, and Ben said he likes the red Kool-Aid or something. And Ernestine said they grew up on Color Time Kool-Aid. You remember that? Ben used to like Ernestine. And Carolyn says, Donna, that's what Ben gets for minding Amber's business. Anthony sitting there talking about don't pay her. They deserve each other. Anthony and Ben, they do deserve each other. And Darren did say, be honest with your wife. He did say that. He's a lot of things, but at least he said, be honest with your wife. Magnolia says, good morning. I'm sorry, Nature said good morning to Magnolia. Donna, she wanted Ben to invest more money in her hair business. And that's why I say when you do something dirty, you better own it, because somebody's going to come back and try to get money from you. If you do it, and I mean, what was Danielle going to do if he said, well, honey, I loaned her some more money for her business. So now he's going to have to resort to what? Theft? To keep her from extorting him, to keep her from blackmailing him. That's why I say, if you do it, you better be able to own it, or just don't do it. Don't do it. And then Gwen says, please join Nonya Monday through Saturday mornings And I choose 9:15 in case I'm running like 5 minutes late or something. So I don't want you to think I'm not coming. Okay. And or I'm gonna be like extremely late. So and then it in the and on Saturday nights I'm gonna do wind down. Miss B is gonna be on doing lives at 9 o'clock. Well, I guess she's doing 9 o'clock. She said, I think she's doing 9 o'clock, but she doesn't do lives. So now she's going to do lives. So you guys will, you'll have like safe space. So she'll be on here doing lives just for Saturday morning. Okay. When she comes back, I think she's gone. She went somewhere, I think. And please join me Saturday nights. So Monday through Saturday, I'm going to do wind down. I'm going to do wind down on Saturday for you. Because I don't want Angela Ackington to say, I'm bored, Auntie. Because that's what she'll tell me. She's going to tell me, Auntie, I'm bored. Carolyn Brown says, I'm trying to figure out why Denisha didn't know Karis died. Well, I mean, it's not like she's a part of the circle anymore. She's over there with Tamara, doing her job. So I don't even think Tamara never even mentioned that she knew Karis passed away. Dolly says, my daughter's father's biracial, so I'm chill on Trinity. Yep. And so is my ex-ball player, my ex-husband. So I don't care. I mean, and maybe it's a thing and people. I mean, I know some people care, but I don't care. Yeah, my ex-husband. Hmm. I mean, he blacker than me. Not skin color wise, but I don't think it matters. It's that person's choice, you know? So, no, I get it, Dolly. I get it. Those days and times are for this week only. Thank you, Gwen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope so too, Magnolia. It seems like everyone has come together, like Voltron to be against Amber. I need her to have something in her back pocket. Not even just the people in the skits. It's like people just wait to just jump all over Amber, but I kind of have an idea why. Anyway, you kind of go with the flow of where the consensus is, right? I hope so too, Magnolia. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Agree. Donna Robinson says Carolyn and Magnolia. Yes, honestly. I'm sorry. Honesty is the best policy, but the absolute gall of Abigail. She took all this man's money and still begging for more. She's a gold digger. But the thing about her, which surprised me, is that here she is trying to tell the other women when they were in Africa and like now, don't do that. Don't take money. Don't be a scammer. Blah, blah, blah. Now look at her. She's back to her old shenanigans again. Mm-hmm. Now she's back to it. And Nature says, hi, Dolly. Happy Monday. Yeah, Abigail's right back where she was. I think Trinity is going to fund Ernestine's whole document. I do too. To make sure. Oh, did we see Chad somewhere? Didn't Chad pop up on Hi Tyrone? Didn't Chad pop up the other day at Sunny's house? Wasn't that Chad? The whole to make sure Chad gets off the ground. You mean Ernestine? Yeah. But didn't we see Chad? Shayless is incapable. No, she's not. She's not ready yet. She's not ready. So, Terrain, hey, what's happening? New skit alert? What is it? You gonna watch it, Magnolia, and come tell us what it is? Because I am not putting video. When I told you guys they were gonna come after people's video, they did, and they are. And I'm just so thankful that it was in my head. Like when they started putting those copyright papers out, I'm like, mm-mm. So I went through, and when I tell you I went through all of them. So if you see a live that I turned into a video, it's because I ran it through iMovie and I deleted the Country Wayne skit video. I did it on purpose because, of course, it shortened it. Even though I was talking, something said, get rid of that video. So thank goodness. 20 likes, 27 watching. You guys, please hit the like button. Please, please, please. Candace thinks she's bigger than the program. And she's going to fall right on her tush. I agree, Magnolia. Betty Bush, how are you? What's happening? Dolly says hi to Betty Bush. Keisha says, hey, Magnolia. I hate how they do Tamara. She used to be independent. No, she's dependent. Why did they move her in with Shayla? You know, we can say what we want about Tamara. If she would stop hanging out with Shayla, I wouldn't mind her being with Wayne. That's the closest thing he's going to get to an Amber, because he ain't getting Amber back. He's not getting Amber back. And Tamara's the closest thing to Amber. But I don't know, people probably disagree, but I always liked her, except when she started hanging out with Shayla and she chose to hang out with Shayla instead of supporting the woman, or supporting neither one, the woman who, Shayla, cheated with the woman's husband. That threw me for a loop. I did not like that one bit. Yeah, she used to be. Now let's see what happens to her living there with Shayla. Because if she gets more like those girls, Wayne ain't gonna want nothing to do with Tamara. Sorry, Alexis, if you're in here. If Shayla starts rubbing off on her more, that's a wrap. And then they are not getting any karma. That's why the views will tank even more. I agree, Trapstar. I agree. How's it looking on the other platform as far as support? And then Keisha says, Magnolia, Candace's work isn't good enough for her to be so messy. Keisha, she thinks she just got it made. But no, you got to think. And she's got Amanda back, right? So Amanda works. Rhonda sits there and runs her mouth. But, I don't know what happened to Rhonda. Rhonda wasn't like that before. But I guess they had to start messing her up, too. Terrain says, hi, Dolly. Sade is on my doggone nerves playing games with Rome. Yeah, she's feeling herself too much. And you know what? If Pig finds out, I mean, he's not going to hurt her, of course, but he's going to straight check her hard. I don't think Anthony really wants Shayla. No, he'll never marry Shayla, but he'd rather marry Denisha. Yeah, go ahead and marry Denisha if you want to. That'll be karma also. Unless they change Denisha and make her into a nicer person, because that girl is cold as ice. We think Anthony is cold. Denisha is cold. She's cold. She don't give a darn. She don't care. And then Tyrone says, hey, Angela Atkinson, Abby, the only pregnancy storyline we want to see is Amber and Dave with no confusion. Well, she hasn't been with Anthony in months, right? Anthony thirsty. I'm sorry. How come Anthony doesn't just go over to Rain, to the strippers? And when Denisha said something about Amber, Anthony did not like that one bit. So what was that about? Because and does it sound to anybody like he has given in to the fact that he's going to have to pay Amber? Does that sound like anything? Okay, when Mike asked Dominique if J Diva is messing with Ty, Dom's gonna lie about it. She's gonna lie. And then Abby says, "Oh, I read that one. I'm sorry, Abby. Yeah, um, Amber lost two babies. Yeah, let's not have any confusion. She lost two babies, and she lost baby David and her own baby, their baby. Mm-hmm. First new skit when Mike asked Dominique if J Diva is messing with Ty. And even if Dom knows, I don't know, she's so messy, she might tell on her. She might. Magnolia, yes. Mine too. She wants him for one thing and nothing else. Magnolia Keisha says, I'm sorry, Keisha. Magnolia says, did you see Chase talking to Delicia, asking for grace in regards to Candace? That's a first. Chase never. Is that because Candace's mom was there a couple of days ago? Because he's asking for grace because he knows. I think he knows Candace is messing up. The bottom line is the money was made during the marriage. That's why it has to be split 50-50. Marital assets that were acquired during marriage, no matter how they were married. Okay, Carolyn says, it wasn't only Shayla. The man stood up at Rolanda's wedding confessing love. And then I saw somebody make a post that said, well, why didn't Amber just divorce him the first time she filed? And they didn't mean the first time because of Shayla. They meant when Anthony was at Rolanda's house. That's what they were talking about. So of course, you know me, I just had to say, no, Anthony should have got his divorce. He's the one that served Amber. So it's just amazing that, I mean, we understand these are skits and how people mix it up and then they mix it in and then it gets all convoluted. So that's why I like the way our chat works, because you guys pay attention, you know the story, you're day oneers, and we can stand on what we speak on. Heck, I done been wrong about, oh, 40% of the time, but at least they're good guesses, right? And that's what they are, guesses, because I don't know any more than anybody else. It's like deduction. How you gonna ask Amber for some paperwork? I mean, really? Come on, guys, please. Let's not be ridiculous because you guys are mad about Anthony getting mud slung on his little white anklets. Sorry, I'm on a roll. I had fun yesterday though, but I do feel my asthma. I forgot to use my inhaler this morning. And then Abby says, Donna Abigail got the nerve because that's Wayne. That's Wayne's World. Real gold diggers. And the baby mamas run everything and everyone. No consequences, just perks. They're pulling for straws. There were no skits this morning yet. They're still making videos. They can't help it. I think some of them might like Amber or they're attracted to her. And then some of the other ones might just have issues with Amber. Do you, boo? Oh, yeah. They want documentation. In Skitland. Really? The only piece of we ever saw was Wayne throwing out that raggedy DNA test to shut us up because we kept screaming for the real DNA test. So he made one that was worse. First skit, first skit of Dom and Mike was boring. I believe that. On 29 watching, 24 likes. Everybody, please hit the like button for me. And then if you happen to, I want to say in advance, if you happen to watch a replay, because you can't watch it now or whatever, can't come in and thank you. Shout out to Kenyatta, Carolyn, all of you, whoever watches, but I know Kenyatta does watch the replays. She's probably at work or something. So even if I make a boo-boo, just ignore it. Because sometimes when I cut the video out, it's not going to flow. I don't go back to fix it. You know how much work that is. It's like you would have to take out another chunk of video. And that's what cuts down on the earn time that it takes to get qualified. So you want to just, if I take out the video and then it doesn't flow, just know why I did it that way. Because we've already seen it, but we have certain metrics that we have to meet as far as the kind of videos we do. Like you could do the shorts, but they don't get counted in the regular metrics. And then like if you see me sitting there like this, watching a video, that's one of the things they want us to do. They want us to be present in the videos. Okay? They want us to be present. So that's why you'll see me doing goofy stuff like that. That's why I don't do it because I want to, because I'd be looking crazy. But it is part of being a reviewer. And then Magnolia, like Candace, said she wasn't given a timeline to get it done. And that is Wayne's fault because he didn't give her a timeline. But you know what? If it was me, I'd at least have a couch or, some chair, the table and chairs so they can sit. Now they got to go hang out at Shayla's house. We want to hang out at Shayla's house, yeah. And how long is Tamara going to be sad? Or is she going to go into a depression? Is Wayne going to take her back? What do you guys think? Amber sees right through Anthony when he said divorce is inevitable. Plus, he's but a bigger ring. She's going to get something. She have evidence Kai is here, but in the same breath, sleep with her. Okay, Angela. If Brody, who is the father of, is it Brody who's the father of the child? Oh, no, it's Brody. It would be Brody. Because it can't be the young guy. That just happened. I mean, I wouldn't think they would try to make it be, that young guy. Because Pam just moved out. And the young guy has been within like the last month. Right? I mean, isn't that too soon? Maybe we got another mama's baby, papa maybe situation. But I think that kid is too young. That youngster, I think it's probably Brody. And Angelina gonna be pushing for a DNA test. How's that gonna feel, Angelina? Since you don't want to do one for Kai the right way, since you wanted to cheat on the first one, because we know you did. Payback is a what? Okay, Magnolia, I sure did. It was a little pathetic. Candace had no business in Miami. This is Keisha talking. She should have stayed in Atlanta and got the podcast studio together. Yeah, I was surprised, but I guess Wayne probably, had something down there, so they had to do something with it. Anthony let them all down. I'm telling you, that's the real Anthony y'all see now. That fake Anthony, that That dude, I'm telling y'all, he was raunchy when he got I do. I think that's who Anthony is. And did somebody see a picture of Coco's face on Wayne's page this morning? Was that Coco? I mean, I was leaving to go do something, and I saw a picture of Amber, but it could have been old or it could have been AI, but it looked like a picture. Um, Hopefully Brody didn't get sincerely pregnant either. That's true. That would be a problem. Or Shayla would have a brother or a sister, maybe. And she still won't let Zachary live with her. And you know, that house, Shayla's house, has 3 bedrooms because Kai has a bedroom, Delicia's old bedroom, and Shayla's bedroom, right? But she still doesn't offer her sister somewhere to live. Oh, probably because Zachary always calls her on her nonsense. Maybe that's why. And then Angela Atkinson said, Keisha, Candace feels entitled because she's friends with Wayne. She's gonna mess around and get fired. Dolly says, not even a day went by before Anthony Dalton was back at his shenanigans. And Anthony went to Ben's last night while Ben was on the phone. Yeah, when Abigail called. That's right, Marion. And the Magnolia says Amber met Dave March 9th, but why hasn't he met anyone but Trey? You mean Dave? Amber better keep Dave under wraps. Wait a minute. Amber met Dave March 9th, but why hasn't he met anyone but Trey? He shouldn't have met Trey, to be honest, Magnolia. I mean, we don't want Anthony to find out she's in an affair, even though the attorney knows it. Hi, Venice Roberts. Welcome in. Okay, Carolyn says Anthony was talking about he didn't want to eat with Amber and Shayla. Now, tell the truth. You're right, Carolyn. Anthony, no one wanted to eat with you. That's why. And your wife ain't home. And Shayla is sitting there waiting for her mom. So, yeah, no, they don't want to eat with you. And let's see, Venice, welcome in the new guys from the sisters. Venice is here. I don't know that I've seen Venice before, but Venice, welcome in. Thank you for coming. This is our tea time. We talk about everything. Right now, we're talking about what happened in the skits over the weekend because a lot happened, and we're not going to see the main players today because according to Marion, and I do believe Marion because she hangs out on IG, and yeah, she follows them very, very well. So I kind of depend on her these days, even though I still will follow up eventually. But Marion stays on top of it, and a few other people. So welcome in, Dennis. Thank you for coming in. And Keisha says, Angela A, I agree. She feels very entitled until Wayne hurts her feelings again. Then she's going to go run and cry into Chase. Free Amber, Nancy says. Eklund, Anthony needs to sign the papers or start the mediation process. Exactly. And you know what? I think Denise Frazier says, good afternoon, Nonya and chatters. Good afternoon, Denise Dahl. I think Anthony has resigned to the fact, it sounds like, Anthony has resigned to the fact that he is getting a divorce. And how come he hasn't talked to his attorney? What's going on with it? Is he in denial? Like, is it not registering? Because when's he going to go see his attorney? And he suspects Amber of having an affair, but still no attorney talk, which is fine with us, right? Anthony is going to look at one of those properties that Ben was talking about. For who? You think he's going to go do some work? Maybe. Magnolia, right, she did. And then, but Karis was only with Denisha to spy for D. Yeah, but he started liking her. And if you remember, Denisha did go to Karis's apartment. You remember that? Yeah, he was supposed to only be there. Then he started liking her. And then she went to his apartment and Shell. Shell knocked on Karis's door and he wouldn't let Shell in because Denisha was in there. Am I right, Carolyn? You remember that? I agree, Eklund. And then Nature said, I am glad that Denisha is not letting Aunt knock her down. She ain't the type, Nature. That girl right there is tough. She's no nonsense. And honestly, if he ends up with Denisha, shame on him. That's why I call her Denisha Barracuda. I don't call her that for no reason. That girl is tough. I mean, just a few skits we saw when they first came, and Anthony may have a heart attack. Yeah. I'm glad that Denisha's not letting him knock her down. She's not the type. She really is not the type. That's why Wayne was clowning him. Like, man, you feel her spirit. If you feel her spirit, you need to run because she's cold. But maybe she'll warm up. Maybe she'll warm up. He is not even taking time to give himself insight and work through a possible loss. Nature, I don't think how, have you guys ever been in a place where something happened or something's coming at you and you don't want to see it, until you're in it? That's how Anthony acts to me. Like he's in denial. He doesn't want to see the train coming at him. He's just standing there acting like it's not happening. Oh, something's happening, Anthony. We don't know what, but it's happening. Trinity is from Sisters, the same show Anthony came from. Yes, Venice. Yeah, that is the truth. And again, welcome in, Venice. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you. And then if you're up at night, if you live, I don't know, Pacific, we come on at 9. So we do a wind down, and once I finish with my channel, then I'm going to be jumping on in the daytime as well. But I'm usually like, I'm renaming the videos. Okay, so you'll see that because what I need to do for the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, is put Country Wayne's name and comedy. So the algorithm knows where to place my videos, like how to group my videos. So that's why you're going to see the names being changed. Okay. That's why. So they're going to read hashtag Country Wayne, hashtag comedy. And then I try to put, T with NONYASISCHAT. And then I just kind of put my name at the bottom or whatever. But they need to say Country Wayne first and then comedy. So they know it's comedy. They'll find Country Wayne. And that's how they'll incorporate it into the algorithm. So when you see that, no, I'm not losing my mind. I'm just learning as I go. And we are getting closer to that number. I sent a message over to them this morning about that error message, that old error message that's still sitting there. It's like, is it going to go away? And then I just got a message back that says, when you hit the numbers, just push the reapply button. So, because you guys have seen the page. It's not like, I still got my bumping music and all that stuff. It's coming back, but at least it'll be turned down a little bit more, because I'm not trying to be, I ain't trying to do too much. You know what I mean? But I do miss the music. But we'll live for now, right? We'll be all right. And Abby says Mike better mind his cheating business, asking Dom about Ty. Mm-hmm. Why? You know what? Mike is a glutton for punishment because there is no way I'd be talking to Dom. No way. Talking about she showed him how much she loves him. And Rafi went along with it? Sonny better find her another man. Yeah. Anyway. Let's see. Mike and Rafi are hypocritical, always judging and hating on women when they are doing the same thing they do on a weekly basis. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Gwen says, I like Ron and Pick, so don't mess with them. I agree. Leave Ron and Pick alone. But I know Sade needs to be careful because she's going to get her feelings hurt by Pick. And Ron is liking her too. So what are they going to do with the Piari character? If she goes into the inpatient that Ron set up for her, does that mean she's going to be off the skits for a while? Let's see. She told him no. Okay, Nancy. And then Carolyn says, Ernestine better tell Amber so they can laugh at her karma. And Nancy B. the Scratcher says, Denisha likes Anthony. Yeah, she probably likes Anthony's pockets, all right. Nancy, I know you remember Denisha from when the BBLs came. I know you remember her. You didn't miss it. I know you didn't miss it. And she was a dancer, but she was the boss of the BBL club. Melissa, Momo, the cousin, I don't even know the cousin's name. She wasn't there long. Anyway, new skit. Mike asked Dom if Jocelyn's messed around with Ty, and of course she wasn't honest. I skipped every Dom and Mike skit this weekend. I only want to see her exposed. You know, I want to skip it. I will look at everything else when I'm looking, and then I'll go back and watch those so I can keep up. Because as a creator, that's what I need to do. So I'm not in the dark. Did you guys see Dalen pour water on top of Kelvin's head last night or this morning? But my thing is, why didn't you pour it on Noel's head also? He walks all the way around the bed and pours it on Kelvin's head. He should have poured it on both their heads. He had a bucket of water, but he crept in the house because he saw Kelvin's car there and poured water on him. But we don't know what happened after that. And then Nature says, how are you, Carolyn? And Denise says, hi, Carolyn. Denisha will cross the line with Anthony. That's fine with me. Let him get involved with her. That would be fine with me. Free Amber. Yeah, let's have affair number 2. With affair number 1 with Kai as the receipt. Denisha is intrigued by what Anthony can do for her. Yeah, she's all about the money. Denisha is about the bag, y'all. She's not there to just be pretty. Hey, Miss Fatal. Good morning, doll. How are you, Faye? Good to see you. And Dolly says, I'm torn between Pick and Roan for Sade. I think I like Roan better for Sade. Pick is tougher, but I like Pick, and I'm glad he's talking now. But I think Roan is more her speed, but see, Roan will let women get away with stuff. Pick is not the one. Pick is not feeling it. They love Anthony, period. They need to keep a close eye on Kai. He moves around that house. And remember, Nature. Sorry, guys, my eyes are watering, of course. Remember when Amber first went over to Shayla's house? And we know Nancy doesn't like him. when Amber first went over to Shayla's house and she told Shayla, you know, basically, are you going to baby proof the house? And Shayla's like, no, Amber, I don't need to do all that, Amber. Blah, 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 blah. Now he can open the door. That baby is going to open that door and sincerely is going to come in that house. That's my guess. Going to open the door for the wrong person. Abby says, nature, the baby could be Brody's, but you know, the men are losing their minds and saying Brody got a vasectomy. What? And it's the client's baby, as if her and Brody. Are you kidding, Abby? So what? They just make up stuff on the fly? Is that what's going on? Child, I'm telling y'all, these people desperate out here. They desperate out here in these dirty streets making up stuff. What? Where did they get that from? Where did they get that from, Abby? We ain't never seen a skit talking about Brody got a vasectomy. And if anybody has been watching Country Wayne skits long enough, one thing we know is that when he drops a skit, he's dropping it for a reason. You can make up things in between skits, true enough. But when they make statements like this, saying that Brody got a vasectomy, if we didn't see a skit that says that, did we? Anybody? If we didn't see a skit that says this, it didn't happen. Because that's how Wayne writes the skits. When he writes one, he expects us to remember or write it down. I don't know, type it up, do something with it. But that's where all the clues are. Nuggets, whatever you want to call them. So where'd they get this from? They ain't never seen a video with that in it. Man, they grasping for straws for real, for real. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And hopefully, my video, I was playing a replay. I can only play one replay. So my husband and I can't both watch a replay at the same time in the same house. So it has to be one or the other. Can't play it on two different pieces of equipment. And I didn't know that until recently. So he can't watch it when I'm watching it. If we're on the same frequency or whatever. Ron and Keisha would. Oh, I like Ron and Keisha idea. I like that, Magnolia. Yeah, where is Keisha? We want Keisha back. And not with Dalen. We want Keisha. I think I made a comment about that. We want Keisha. And Marion says, Anthony, we'll take her to one of those properties Ben was talking about. Take Denisha? Maybe. Hi, Artist. Good morning. Artist is in the house. Where's George? Over there fussing at me? Probably, huh? Hi, Artist. Welcome in. And I'm not going to keep calling Artist George Sims' wife, but that's George Sims' wife. And that's Artist. So we all met Artist last week. And we're just talking about the skits because Artist, there are no skits, that we really, really watch. Man, I love Kiki, though. Ooh, she had Libby on the ropes, didn't she? Well, technically a TKO. Because she was on Libby's stuff. I was like, go ahead, Kiki. Kiki said, I didn't come to play. You guys want me to be messy. You guys, can you say good morning to Artists, please? And any new people? Welcome in, Artists. I am glad you are here. Very, very happy you're here. Good morning. I saw people comment that Amber and Dave don't have chemistry. Yeah, no telling what they were watching. They're going to say anything at this point because they're grasping for straws. They don't like it. And that's too bad. Too bad. But we like it. And that's what matters. I like it. I don't like the cheating. Now, I don't like the cheating, but I do like them together. They have great chemistry. I mean, and I think he's relatively new to acting. So he's got to, you got to get like a ball. He's a ball player. So he knows how to learn. He knows how to learn. He knows how to improv because playing basketball, you better know how to improv or you're not going to make those shots that you need to make at crunch time, right? And then, and football, you better know how to learn. Trapstar says, oh, I know Shayla and Anthony skits won't get the views, giving her Amber's husband will never fly with the audience, but for whatever reason, Wayne is adamant about putting them together. I'm always hoping that Wayne surprises us with something better than what he puts out there. I'm always hoping. I mean, a girl can hope, right? We can hope. And then Nature says, Dolly, Pick still likes Sarah. Oh. And, actually, Sarah is cute with Pick. I don't watch Sarah and Brock. I've never been able to really get into Sarah. But they make a cute couple, and the joking around and all that. Yeah. But no, she's unavailable. Sade can have Pick. Roan can try to be there for Piari and keep her on the right path. I understand that. But Piari will have to want to change because addictions, man, those are some of the hardest things to deal with, But she's gonna need somebody. She's gonna need someone in her life. And Magnolia says, hi, artists. Hey, artists. And Nancy B says Denisha's gonna get caught. She'll get caught eventually. Carolyn said, hi, artists. Chase's character acts like a big kid. That's why I don't like him, Dolly. Chase is gonna cross the line with Oh, Nancy. You know what I was thinking? That, what's his name? Scrub? Trey might try to hit on Rhonda. We'll see. Even though he still has TJ. Angela Atkinson says, hey, artists. Nature said, hi, artist Sims. Welcome in, artists. I'm glad you're here. Trapstar. Wayne even said it when Shayla called him about Tabera. He told Shayla she should be with her baby. He'd been telling her that, Trapstar. But you know why he was telling her that? You know he was telling her that because he wants Anthony out of his way to get Amber back. So everything he does that has anything to do with that marriage, Wayne has been trying to break it apart every single time. Every time. Even when she was separated, remember he was in her house trying to take his clothes off. Amber's like, what you doing? But the song, everything, anything he can think of. And he's told Anthony, 3 times that he should get back with Shayla. Because if he gets back with Shayla, he thinks he's got a straight shot to Amber. But now Amber has a boyfriend. And Wayne knows Amber well enough to know Amber is up to something. Wayne knows Amber very well. And I think Amber knows Wayne very well. And that's why he said he's going to be on the podcast asking questions. He wants Anthony back with Shayla because that way, baby daddy or whatever, that way Anthony is not with Amber. Because he knows Amber's not going to cheat on Anthony. But now Amber's up to something. Wayne wants to know what it is. So Wayne is going to ask questions at the podcast. He gave Amber a heads up already when he just talked to her the last time. He told her all of a sudden, he's going to be asking questions. So, yes, Trapstar, you are right, but it's not because, I mean, he might want them together, but he wants Amber. He wants Anthony out of the way. And I think, just like we think Anthony might stay close to Wayne, maybe Wayne stays close to Anthony as well. Maybe Wayne is watching and steadily taking the temperature. Remember, Anthony used to go over to Wayne and ask for advice, and Wayne would give him all this silly advice to go do stuff. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, going back over there with your baby mama, and I'm going after Amber. And that's what Wayne has been giving me for a good year, is that he wants Anthony out of the way. And he was not happy when Amber let him come back home. And that's why you see him doing dirty stuff, or trying to be mean to Amber. And she just kind of rolls her eyes and, walks away or whatever. But I think it's both. Trapstar. Abby says, Nature, I'd love for both Sincerely and Pam to be pregnant, and Scamalina, Scamalina is going to have a panic attack with her fake son-in-law. Mm-hmm. And I meant to say I love Chase skits with Beth. Oh, yeah. I do like Bethany and Larry. I mean, sometimes Bethany be doing a little too much, but and I think it's time to like start wrapping it up. But I guess maybe they're gonna wait till Brooke goes off to college. They got to do something because Bethany's leaving supposedly anyway. And Marion says, Angel, I say the same thing. Chemistry, I guess, means different things to different people. I think Marion, because they don't have nothing better to say and they don't like what they see. And I understand what you're saying, but nah, they want to whitewash everybody and make Amber be dirty. They don't care that that woman suffered for a whole year and a half and got stepped on like the doormat. They don't care. Why should they? They don't like Amber anyway. So why not spruce up Anthony and Shayla? And I mean, that's my take on it. They're not gonna like her. They're not. And you can tell the guys who really won't, because most of them have A-type personalities and they don't want her to be a strong woman anyway. And then the women have their own reasons for not liking Amber, but I don't know what they are because I'm not in their brain. But yeah, I'll be all right. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Okay, Trapstar says, I didn't like the comment Chase made to Ernestine in the pool. If she tells on Delicia and Amon, he said, what if you go under this water? Oh, and never come back up. Why does he even care? I didn't get that part. Like, why does he care? Chase has no dog in that fight, right? I didn't understand that, Trapstar, why he even bothered to say it. And then Nancy B. the Scratcher says, they said Tamara's studio booming, so she got money. How they know? We ain't seen the inside of Tamara's studio in so long. And Nancy says, good job. Shayla will be a thorn in Anthony's side and Denisha's side. This is true. I really want, and no matter what I think about Delicia and Iman, I want them to get married. I don't care if they get married for a day. I just want them to get married and let Shayla find out that they got married. I don't care. I do. I mean, what else is going to hurt Shayla? What else? Simply, it would also be karma for Brody because he can't keep his zipper closed. Yeah. Angelina will be so upset that the babies are coming down the pipe. I wonder who else is coming from the past. I agree. I totally agree. And who is Joe? Is that Shayla's real daddy? Like, who's Joe? They're worried. They were worried about Joe. So who is that? And then Abby says, I'm sorry, Nature says to Abby, it would also be karma for Brode. Oh, yeah, I read that. I'm sorry, everybody. My apologies. And Dolly says, Nature PRE is going to need to get help before Ron can trust her again. She does. She needs help. Poor thing. They're coming for Anthony, Amber, DC too. Okay. DC need to go sit down somewhere. Where's Dave though? Working. Probably because Amber's in Miami. Maybe he's in Miami. He might be with the crew, you know. If he's going to become a part of the skits, then they may very well have him down there also. You know, because Amon is doing the basketball anchoring, but if he's going to be a part in the skits with Amber, then maybe that's where Dave is. You know what I mean? Because it sounds like Wayne took, or they all went to Miami. That's why we didn't see Ernestine this morning, because we know Ernestine and Amber hang out all the time. And then Trapstar says they think putting Shayla and Anthony and having Amber in their skits as her friend, they thought that was going to work. It was going to get views. It's not. It's actually despicable. Oh, yeah, don't nobody like that nonsense. Well, because they want to keep making Amber look like a zip doggone nut also. So people can complain and say, why is Amber, blah, 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 which, of course, I don't like it, but you can imagine the people who really don't like it, right? And then Nature says, I agree, Dolly, she needs some counseling and substance. He offered it's an in-house program. Did you see in Nature that he even paid for already for her to go in? I wonder how she is functioning with her job to help Wayne. She hasn't been shown being on the job. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. She's been like wandering the streets and stuff. Carolyn says, Magnolia, why are you checking for Dave? Carolyn Magnolia, Carolyn want to know why you checking for Dave, girl. She like Dave. She got a crush. She got a big crush on Dave. She said that's her man. That's her baby daddy. Carolyn. Magnolia said that's her baby daddy. Let's see. Dolly, I agree. She needs some counseling and yeah, she does. She definitely does. They are, yeah, we know they're Amber Bashers, and I'm skipping all of this. Please don't put anybody's name in the comments. Moderators, if you see a creator's name, a content creator, reviewer name, please delete the message. I don't want to see it, and I don't want other content creators to be offended. Please delete it. Just right-click your mouth and click remove. I don't want to see it. I saw 2 when I went off air on Friday. We don't want to do that. That's not what we're here for. Because do we feel like having battles with people? I don't. And I'm not going to. I won't do it. I'll just be like, okay, I'm out of here. I'm not feeling it. Good morning, George. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, she said I'm always looking for my baby daddy, Carolyn. We get Glow. I don't even look at Glow. Oh, are you guys seeing the show Hide pop up? Because that's the low level where if you see that show and hide button together, if it's not a bad word or if it's not a horrible sentence, just show it. Don't hide it, just show it. Because that's just the system being quite often overly sensitive. But if you see it's a bad word or if it's like a nasty statement, please take it out. And Anthony is not a father. I want them to divorce ASAP. George Sims, good morning. And we have seen artists. Yes, George, welcome in. And what's crazy is that they scored Amber for the loss of the baby. Yeah, Michelle, I know. And I really don't want to hear what they do. I mean, not that I'm dissing you, Michelle. That's not it. I was out looking over the weekend, so trust me, I heard it. It's like, when you start grasping for straws, that's. Oh, thank you, Nancy. But I did take it off for now. Oh, I did? Okay. Oh, you did. Thank you, Dolly. Thank you. Please, nobody's names in there, okay? Or clues. Because I picked up on Magnolia. Magnolia, your clue was so obvious the other day. I was like, get her. Man, Magnolia, you mischievous like me. I sincerely hope Wayne gives us a divorce. I go back to the first skit when Amber changed her mind. And yeah, Nancy, I miss my music too. I mean, once I go viral, then it's easier to work with the music from the backside because right now, if I want to change anything on a short, I have to literally get rid of it and do it all over again. And it takes a good 20 to 30 minutes to do a short. And then to add the music, I have to make sure I get the right song. So I sincerely hope Wayne gives us a divorce. Yeah, me too. I'm sorry, I read that already. None of I've already deleted it. Thank you, Dolly. Right, Nancy, divorce ASAP. That's why I put that skit in there asking her, we're going to get a new storyline. I did that on purpose, you guys. You know I did that on purpose. You know I did that on purpose. Yeah, put them together and split the storyline. Yeah, do that, please. And then Miss Faye says, how are you ladies? Had a great weekend. And Janet says, good morning, Nonya and Buttercups and the chatters. Hi, Janet. And then Trey needs to get dumped. Yeah, he does. Oh, he was like a fish out of water. And I was like, whoa, Trey. I mean, he has no like couth, no, like he's never been around anything. But probably because J-Mo carried him, you know? So he just followed J-Mo's lead. Doesn't look like he learned much, but let's see. Abby says, yes, triplet, Ron and Keisha. I'd ship them power coupled Amber, David, Ernestine, Trinity, Ron, Keisha. They would be their own storyline without the other characters bothering them. That's too much like right, Abby. No, Wayne ain't gonna do nothing right like that. Trey is dummy. Trey is a scrub, Nancy. You know, TLC scrub, the song. Or even Erica Badu. You better call Tyrone. Tell him to come get you. That's Trey. And then Nature says, Trey probably wished Mrs. Johnson was there. Uh-huh. I'm sure. Denise says no. And then Marion said Trey should have stayed home. I mean, he was just like, oh my gosh. He was like a seventh wheel. How many of them were there? He just didn't fit anywhere and got sloppy drunk. I'm like, I had secondhand embarrassment for Trey. And this is a skit. And then the Airbnb he picked. Wow. Trey really should have stayed home. No, I told Ernestine to keep J-Mo over Trey. Yeah, me too. But the only problem, well, look, Steen and J-Mo, they both are cheaters, right? Because J-Mo cheated on Melissa for 5 years that we know of. Because Melissa told us. I felt sorry for him. I was embarrassed for him. Me too, Trap Star, especially about the bill at the restaurant. I mean, he wouldn't let it go. He's not understanding. because he's never been around that apparently. Even when Ernestine told him, "No, I got it. Let it go. Let it go." Miss Faye said, "I don't have any." She said she laughed. Trey is no JMO. Nope, he's not. That dinner was hilarious. You know, I might watch that again. I've never been to a black and white party, but I know they do it like on cruise ships and stuff. Maybe because I've never been like really interested in a white party or whatever, but they were jamming on that one video that they showed. I was like, wow. So I guess Miami's still Miami. Terrain said no, Steen should have left him at home. Yeah, she should have. Mm-hmm. Trap star, yes. Ernestine is learning the hard way on her choices. She's made plenty of mistakes and she is paying dearly. So when people say Ernestine didn't get any karma, I'm gonna not you, but I'm gonna say, oh yes, she is. I mean, even her baby can't come to her house, basically. You know, that's bad. Carolyn said, "Oh, poor Ting Ting. Yeah, didn't fit in at all over the weekend." Tyrone says, "No, Steen should have left him at home. Ernestine is learning the hard way. Um, Trey is not ready for big time. He's not." And you know, Trey was a real college ball player, but I guess he didn't get drafted or something. No, I didn't feel sorry for Trey and why Ernestine took him in the first place. Guilt. I think it was guilt, Donna. Ernestine has to come into the realization that she deserves better. I agree with that. And maybe I wanted to see Trinity today. I want to see Dave and Amber, but I knew Amber was in Miami, so I didn't expect to see, Dave and Amber. But I did want to see Trinity, like show up with stuff, they can give him a birthday party, Keisha. I wanted to see Trinity because he left on purpose for a reason without telling Ernestine. Because he went to go order that stuff for her, I bet, for her poetry. So I wonder if he's going to take it out to the ranch or put it in Chase's office or whatever. But maybe we'll get to see the ranch again. That's a beautiful ranch. And you guys know that's Steen's ranch, right? That's her family's ranch. And then Keisha says they can give Trey a birthday party. I read that. Yeah, that's true. Um, Using that girl's credit cards and bringing that woman to her house, and oh God, really, that's awful. I think Steen suspects Trey is seeing someone else after the Miss Johnson phone call at the airport. Mm-hmm. And then Trey had to use the bathroom so he could talk to her on the phone. Trey was so embarrassing. It was evident that he was out of place and ghetto. And that with that, I'm going to pay for me and Ernestine. Only evident that Ernestine had been taking care of him was so embarrassing. Yeah. And then Ben is going to get a divorce. You know, I remember Nonya. Thanks, Eklund. The one thing that I did notice about sorry guys. The one thing I did notice about Ben and Danielle, and I think it was Friday or Saturday when they were walking through the woods, the way that they disagree and agree to disagree is different the way Black folks do it. Because it was like they bickered and then they resolved nothing. I mean, and I'm sorry, but most Black folks, we're gonna argue till we get a resolution. Somebody's gonna give in somewhere. But those two, they are like, okay, we're both wrong, but And there's nothing wrong with this because, I mean, we do it, but not the way they did it. It's like they disagreed with each other to the max, but then in the end, they come together and they stand as one. So there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I just found that so interesting the way that that particular skit played out, right? I mean, it's like, okay, you're wrong, but okay, we're going to stick together and be against the world. So they, you know how Danielle never talks about her marriage, right? It's like they stick together. They have their own drama, they have their own mess, and they'll throw somebody else under the bus. And they'll both be wrong, but they still stick together. It's almost like they never resolve their own problems. They're too busy sticking together, I guess, to hide their dirt or whatever. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying, but I just found that interesting that, yeah, we're wrong, but we're going to focus on these people over here who are wrong. We're not going to focus on our dirt, and they need to be focusing on their own dirt. But I just found that interesting because I watched that skit a couple of times and I thought, wait a minute, what did I just see? And that's what I saw. It's like, yeah, we're wrong, but they're wronger. Like, that's a word. They're more wrong than we are. So let's focus on them over there. That's how they get the pillow talking out, even when they're mad at each other. They rather pick on other people than deal with their own problems. And then Trapstar said the thing is, people don't care about Anthony and Shayla as a couple. It just won't work with the views. It should be brought to an end with Kai's true paternity. Mm-hmm. And then Nature said to Nancy B, Ben is trying to make Danielle into something that she may not want to be. Mm-hmm. And he was complaining about her outfit, end up in a love fest. Yeah, he's just, that's what I mean. And he's such a slime ball that he wants, he knows that he's a cheater, so he may as well make her feel bad too. And they keep that little ball. That's what they do, you know. But then they want to badmouth everybody else. They do their own dirt and then they keep it close knit. But they want to be in everybody else's business. Yeah, that part. Ben said, yet Ben is saying that he wants to be nothing like Amber and Anthony. Hmm. I can't stand Ben. I mean, Danielle I can deal with, but I cannot stand Ben. He's so slimy, like slimy. Amber is going to tell Danielle that maybe she needs to think about divorce. Is Danielle going to tell her though? Like Ben tells Anthony everything for the most part, but Danielle hardly says anything about her marriage. But she wants to go blab her mouth about Amber's marriage. And then let's see. Magnolia says, I'd rather Amber remain isolated than be friends with Danielle. I agree, Magnolia. I agree. Ben is going to use Anthony's money to pay for Abigail. I agree with that too. I think so. And Nature says, if I was Danielle, I would have gone to yoga with what I felt like wearing for the day. Then invite him and tell him, yeah, you can use some yoga too, Ben. You want to come? Invite the man to come with you, right? You're too tight. Step away from work and smile. Kind of like work life balance. He's so worried about Abigail right now, blackmailing him. He don't know what to do. I hope Abigail exposes Ben to Danielle. And then Hemi Girl said, yeah, that was Hemi Girl. Trapstar says, Trey doesn't have common sense. Nope. He has no common sense. He doesn't have any class. He's just, it's like a fish out of water. Like, he's never been exposed to anything nice. But he said when he was talking to Ernestine when they were in the car, back when she was with J-Mo, that he comes from a good family. And then he did play a top college ball. He really did. So, but in the skits, it's like he has never learned anything. Okay. And then Trey doesn't have common sense. He should have been trying to make a connection with Chase. That's why I was concerned that he might make a connection with Chase. And then from there, tell on Amber. That's why I said what I said. But then when I saw them at the airport, whoo, I was like, Chase is not about to be talking to Trey. Mm-mm. What time is it? It's 11:14. Okay. So he could have put them on an opportunity with all of his businesses and connections instead of chasing. Exactly. But Trey has to go in there with his attitude. When you don't know something, fake it till you make it. You sit there, you listen, you be quiet. Fake it till you make it. Stop running your mouth. It's the first day of June. Oh, yes, it is. Happy June, everybody. I made a video this morning and I was like, talking about enjoy the skits for the day, blah, 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 blah. And then I get a comment from Nancy saying, there are no skits today. I went, oops. So I put the video in hide mode. Because, it didn't even dawn on me that they're probably the majority. Hi, Carol CC. The majority of them are probably down in Miami. If that's where Amber is, that's where Ernestine is, because we didn't even see Ernestine this morning. She was already out. So, yes, it is June 1st, everybody. Can you remember we just said Happy New Year? Carol, how are you? Welcome in. Magnolia says Amanda is her sister doing nothing with Candace. Let her come and hang with her sister. Yeah. And you notice she's hardly ever around Amber. I don't know what the deal is other than the stepfather thing, and her lying on Amber to Amber's dad. Amanda is her sister, yeah. So I don't know what the deal with Amanda is. Amanda is her sister doing nothing. And hi, Carol. Carolyn says hi. Remember when Anthony tried to tell Amber what to wear to the party one time? That's why I say they are mixing up the Daltons' marriage with Ben and Abigail in some aspects. Yeah, I remember. And see, she's one that will let him control her from what we can tell until she doesn't. Donna says, Dolly, we are good. We're all learning the things we can and can't say. Trapstar, normally Ernestine would tell Amber. However, I'm thinking she won't. About what? About Trinity? Is that what you mean, Trapstar? About Trinity? But she did tell Candace Amber was busy. She had a lot going on. Simply, hi, Miss Nay. Hi, everyone. Hope your Monday is going great. June 1st, so far, so good. And we're going to jump off pretty soon. About 10 minutes more. I'm convinced Ben is broke. Yeah. Well, no. Carolyn, I don't know. And the reason I say I don't know is where's that $1 million he got from Anthony off the top? $1 million for them is nothing though, right? But is he really broke or did he hide his money again from Danielle? That's my question about Ben. And why does he want Danielle to go back to work? He doesn't want to go in the pot and pull any of his money out. And why does Abigail think Ben has more money? That would be my question, Carolyn. Why does Abigail think Ben has more money? I think Ernestine will have this secret and Amber has the Trey secret. And when it comes out, they will both share why they didn't tell it. Yeah. Ernestine doesn't want to mess up with her poetry deal with Chase. You think she's going to keep Trinity a secret? But why? Trap Star, are you saying she's going to keep Trinity a secret? Because we know Trey has, but I can see her shutting him down. Oh yeah, I saw that, Keisha. Ben and Danielle shopping at Target. You picked up on that? Me too. She said, I got it from Target, the dress. And then Magnolia says, as long as she doesn't trip when Amber tells Steen, her man Dave told her to stay out of Trey and Steen's business. But Magnolia, remember she asked Steen if she lied and said if it was a podcast question, would Steen want to know? And Ernestine said no, she wouldn't want to know. So when she finds out, and then Amber said, well, if she says, well, you told me you didn't want to know, is Ernestine going to get mad at Amber now? Because she did tell her, I don't want to know. I mean, it was a hypothetical question, but Steen said she didn't want to know because Amber could have told her right then and there. And as long as she doesn't trip when Amber tells Steen her man Dave told her to stay out of Trey and Steen's business, because he told her also. He told her first, of course. And then she checked anyway. Remember? She went and checked anyway with Ernestine and pretended it was like if she saw it on a podcast or something. And Ernestine said, no, I wouldn't want to know, something like that. She's going to be sorry. Okay. And then, I'm sorry, Dolly says, thanks, Donna. My consequences don't want to get Nonya in any trouble. Oh, yeah. I will get in trouble, that's for sure. With stuff like that, yeah. He's going to start using Anthony's money. I believe that. Trinity has good hair. And Trinity, IMO is sexy. He is sexy. He's got a nice, easy way about himself. How is it that Abigail needs so much money from Ben when she almost cleaned him out in the divorce? She knows how to play him for sure. Carol says, hello, Carolyn. And then Marion says, Keisha posts her workouts also. Keisha has a nice body. She looks like she works out. And good question, Gwen. Maybe Abigail is going to clean him out again. Does anybody think she might want Ben back? Because the way she was acting at the restaurant opening and the way Ben was like hugging on her, like she was his last breath when they were out there with Delicia and Abigail, and he was smelling her hair and like holding on to her and all that nonsense. Anybody think that they might want each other back? Just a question. Carol, I was walking this morning. I am trying to get back healthy. That's beautiful, Carol. And Marion says, still think Anthony is gonna, buy Abigail's house. What's he gonna buy it for? Denisha? Okay, maybe, because he did like that house. Carolyn, it sounds like it. He will take it from Anthony out of desperation. I like that, Gwen. And Carolyn, yeah, I like that. That sounds feasible for these two knuckleheads. Carol, keep up the good work. And Carol CC Ben was looking at Ernestine hard. Well, yeah, I remember we were talking. I posted something about the color time Kool-Aid because Ben liked what he saw with Ernestine. I mean, that's the first thing I thought about when I saw Trinity staring at her. I thought about Ben. Yeah, everybody, please like, share, and subscribe. Even if you just like it on your way out, because I need people to like click it so that they'll know people are watching it. Our numbers are stable. Color Time Lemonade is still available. Yeah, it is still available, Dolly. Okay, I'm sorry, that was my phone. And then Nature says, Okay, guys, we need to wrap it up, okay? There's Alexis. Congratulations to Brooke. And Carol CC says, what I did yesterday, I went for a walk too. Same path, walk for health and relaxation. Will you be co-hosting with Miss B? I won't, Miss Faye. Oh, well, you know, the thing about it, I'm so sorry. When Sharon and I did it, we tried it as an experiment. Um, because if you notice, no one in the Country Wayne realm does it. But I think the algorithm got confused. I deleted all of mine. I have none because I don't want them telling me you can't have that or finding anything wrong with it. But you can always be, if you're a content reviewer, you can be a guest of someone else. Just like moderator night, O'Neill is good at breaking the pieces apart, and that's probably okay, but I never post it. I never ever post it. I did see one floating around when I was with Auntie Riri when I first started, but it's not me posting it because it's Riri's content. So I'm just on there as a guest. But I like Miss B, and I like Miss B. So she's gonna come on when she can on Wednesdays to just hang out with us sometimes, not every Wednesday. So there's no hardcore. Miss Faye, she will be doing Saturday morning at 9 because I won't be here on Saturday mornings. Um, it's tiring, you know, but so if she invites me to come on her show, I would, but it's just being a guest on another person's show because Sharon and I tried it and I don't think the algorithm liked it much. Let's see, Dolly, I drink lemonade right now, eating chicken and sausage gumbo. That sounds delicious. Wow. I think I want some fish today. I think I'll cook. I have to run an errand and I'll be back. So, guys, it's 11:25. You want to wrap it up now? Let's see. Let me see what Antoinette is saying. Yeah, Dolly, nature, that's perfect drink. For family reunions. What if she tells Tamara about her? Hold on. Antoinette, what if she tells Tamara about her Anthony talking on the phone? Oh, Denisha. I think so, Antoinette. I think she'll go tell Shayla. Yeah, I think so. And then nature, because Tamara is more loyal to Shayla. Denisha is loyal to Tamara, but Tamara is loyal to Shayla, except that Tamara does listen to Denisha's advice. So we got that piece also. So that's a good question. Very good question. Good observation, too. So far, Tamara hasn't said a word about Anthony. So far, Tamara hasn't said a word about Aunt trying to talk to Denisha at Wayne's house. I hope she gives her a heads up in regards to Anthony. Right now, Tamara is depressed. She looks so sad. 38 watching, 32 likes. It's close. You guys, please like the show. Okay, we're gonna pop off pretty soon because I do need to go. And let's see, I had an epiphany. Okay, I'm sorry, I couldn't see it. I wonder if the writers will create the God's plan as both Amber and Anthony will try to find love again outside their marriage. That's what I'm asking for. But then learn to see that they have change in them. That's what I'm asking for, nature. And that They end up back together, but it's Amber finding herself because she had low self-esteem and now she's feeling herself again. But Anthony is an empty shell. And we don't know anything about Anthony. That's what's troubling. We don't know why he acts the way he acts. I feel one changes exactly. We do change, or we should evolve over time, right? No relationship gets better or will be better. Anyone expects it to be. But in the terms of the Daltons, it didn't go well because of choices. Exactly. Damanita. Oh, that's Amanita. Hi, Amanita. All Ben has to do is tell Danielle the truth. Exactly. That's all he had to do in the first place. Tell her the truth, right? And then he wouldn't be ducking and dodging. And then him and Anthony both think that lying their way through their marriage is the best policy. And lo and behold, the one who says be honest to your wife is Darren. And we can't stand, oh, I can't stand Darren. He doesn't like any strong black women whatsoever, one bit. But he was serious when he said, be honest with your wife. And then Gwen, Donna says, Gwen, whether you have a little money or a lot of it, it all spends quickly if not managed well. You are 110% correct, Donna, if we can have 110%. And then Gwen says, Mike asked Dom if she knew about J Diva and Ty sleeping together. Of course, she lied. We know she was going to lie. And said she didn't know Ty was back. Oh, really? Everybody knows Ty's back now. And J Diva didn't tell her anything. Lies. You know what? I think Anthony needs to grow up and get a clue. George, he does. He really does. And if Anthony and Amber somehow find their way through life and they end up back together, I'm for it. I don't like Anthony right now and what he has put this girl through. Like, somebody was doing some kind of mock setup, and normally I wouldn't have commented, but I did comment. And I said, they're talking about, oh, she shouldn't get 50%. They've only been married 2 years. And Shayla said the same thing. But you know what? They were married in October. Shayla got in that bed in January. So how long did they really have a chance to even be a couple? So, that right there, Shayla, you're the reason you got in that man's bed. And then he kept coming back. That's why their marriage is so short. They probably could have made it. But Amber's clueless, walking around like Shayla's her little sister who does no harm. And Anthony's always watching what Amber wears. Was he even looking at Shayla? I mean, the one thing that we did see, Shayla was dressed like a hoochie, like she always dresses, but he told Amber, and Amber's dress was at her knee, that her dress was too short. But, and then he said, Shayla always dresses that way. So, I mean, I don't know if that means anything, but, anyway, but yeah, George, he does need to grow up and get a clue. When he gets to know Denisha, I think he might learn a thing or two. Enjoying the tea. Thanks, Betty Bush. And Antoinette says, I know, right, Nature. And for people who are just coming in, please do not badmouth any content reviewer that we know that's a part of Country Wayne. Please don't do that. Okay? And if you see it, delete it. Moderators, if you see that, please delete it. Okay? It's not acceptable. We're not going to name call people and then hide our hands. We're not going to do it. They can believe what they want to believe. That's their prerogative. You can go over there and comment on it. But let's not call them names or call them out or whatever. I mean, I'll say what I'm going to say about a comment that I see. Yeah. But let's not talk about any other commenters, because if they said it to me, I would not feel good about it. I'd be very sad. Ant is like being called an Amberite. I am Team Amber. I'm not an Amberite. Amberite sounds like a rock. And who asked for somebody to help us name ourselves anyway? We are Buttercups. We are Team Amber. And if they don't like it, too bad. But don't call me Amberite. Now that I have a problem with. And yeah, I said that. But maybe they're not talking about me. Maybe they're talking about the Team Amber people that are being swayed to the Anthony side, because they're not talking about this Team Amber person. Anyway, please hype this live. Everybody, if you don't mind, if you could play the replay, that would help me out tremendously. And then hopefully there's nothing in the way. There shouldn't be. I did send a message and ask them, is this old era message just still sitting here for the heck of it? Can you guys get rid of it? It means nothing. My channel is like clean. But anyway, we're going to cut out of here. Let me see if there's anything else that I need to read. Aminata, I hope you don't make Amber fall back in bed with Ant. Yeah, no, we don't want that. He hasn't changed or grown. If she gets pregnant, I don't think Amber wants anything to do with Anthony. You call a girl or woman enough names and treat her like dirt for almost 2 years, and they finally crack. I don't think they want much to do with you after that. At least the average woman probably want anything to do with you. I doubt it. Free Amber. Yes, Nancy, we're trying. Anthony doesn't need to be with anyone. He's 45-year-old, 22. You think he's even 22? Well, he is stuck in college, right, George? Yeah, maybe 22 is a good age. Sign the papers, Anthony. Yes, sign the papers. Wow, Nonya, we have some things in common. Okay, Dolly, we got to talk about it. Friends don't tell on friends. If you my friend and you doing dirt, you don't need to hang out with me. I won't tell on you, but I will drop you. If what you're doing is dirty, like daddy, I'll leave you alone, because I don't need you around me, because ain't no telling what you'll do to me. Right? Okay, Keisha says, I think he was trying to get Amber to let her guard down and confess to him. He was, Keisha. That's what I think, too. I think that as well. New skit, Mike barges in on the facility and on Jacoby and Tasha at his condo. You know, I am not feeling Jacoby. Why is he coming across so creepy? Is it because Miss Gladys passed away? Why is he so cringy now? What's up with Jacoby? Anthony's acting like he's untouchable. Anthony's walking around in Delulu land, y'all. I don't even know that it's really, he says, I'm getting a divorce, yet he won't sign the papers. But is he really accepting the fact that he's going to be divorced from Amber? And he thinks he can trick her? And then I heard somebody say, oh, he's rubbing on her collarbone. What's going to happen? Nothing. What makes you think she's going to give in to this man again? Are you serious right now? I think people, is it because people don't understand women? Do they not know when enough is enough? Is that it? They just think it's okay. A man can keep trying and it's going to work. No, you can't just keep badgering and treating a woman like garbage. The lady stayed there for over a year, stayed with him a year and a half. Then when he is at home, he doesn't even talk to her because he doesn't know how to handle her, doesn't know what to do with her because she doesn't fit the mold. And then here he comes cringy again. And said, oh, is she going to let him? And I'm thinking to myself, and then I just clicked the channel off and went somewhere else. No, Nonya, Anthony still thinks he is going to call Amber back in or reel her back in. He is recruiting people to fight her. He wants the public against Amber. And it's going to backfire because in spite of what she's doing, Amber does that have that heart and spirituality. That girl is broken and she was looking for help. You can only feel like you exist in this world alone for so long. I don't know how many people may not have anybody else in their lives, but can you imagine feeling like you're all alone? Can you? Like, you know. Anyway, we're going to cut out. No, I hope for once the writers do the right thing by Amber. She's the only one who keeps losing, and that's the point. But she keeps losing because she brings in a lot of money. And that's why they do it, because they know Amber fans are going to get really, really upset. And then once he sees his numbers, when they start tanking, he'll change it. Anthony could really knock any woman down, but he's trying to stick to who comes around or know enough through the circle. I mean, look at Mike. He needs focus on being a good father to Kai. And you notice he still doesn't have the right connection that he should have if that were his son. All he does is toss him the ball. Chase needs to be quiet. He told Candace she needed to speed it up. Haven't had a chance to say formal hello. And Holly says, Dolly, I'm glad Amber didn't fall for it, Magnolia. I don't think so. I think Amber's in love. And you know what? I ain't mad at her. I don't like the cheating. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like that. But I'm not mad at her for meeting somebody that obviously, from what I can tell, loves her. But she needs to at least still keep one eye open. I don't see that eye open. Amber, walk not with rose-colored glasses on. Walk with your eyes wide open. You're doing something you shouldn't be doing. You need to be paying attention to what's going on around you. Make sure that man's not having you followed. Make sure you keep one eye on Dave and the other eye on Melissa, and watch your back and get rid of Shayla. Ann is only attractive because of Amber. These women do not want him for real. No, they don't want him. They want him because of Amber. Magnolia, right. George says, where did you go, George? George, where'd your message go? Did I hide it? And let's see. George says, I hope Denisha will help Anthony see that Angelina and Shayla are or have been scamming him. Maybe. Because Denisha is not, I think people forgot who Denisha is, George, at the head of the BBL crew. When they first came in, she's a barracuda. She's not a nice girl. She'll be nice, but she don't play. That's the one Karis tried to get with. And Karis couldn't. It took him a long time to get her in the bed. Anyway, I'm going to go, everybody. And please, if you get a chance, please replay any video. I'm going for it again. So, and I'm praying that everything works out. And for everybody who does put this on replay, or even another one, even if it's a short one, it doesn't matter. Please do. And I thank you so much. And then I can get our music back on. You know, it won't be on every single one. I can get our music back on the shorts. You know, I have a lot more free will. Not to cut up, but I have more free will. Okay. I watch the skits, Dolly. My husband watches, but only one of us can watch at a time, depending on which item we're on. All right, at this point, Amber and Anthony need to get a divorce. I don't see, right, Keisha, how they come back from everything that has been done. And I was being gracious with that because honestly, if she marries her and Dave, and then Anthony finds somebody, let him be with them. Tamara is getting a new house from Wayne. Oh, Alexis, I hope so. But you know what, Alexis? Somewhere deep down inside me, I think that Wayne might miss Tamara. I do. I'm not kidding. I think Wayne might very well miss Tamara. He might, because he's not getting Amber back, so he can forget that. But he might miss her. I hope he does, for once, miss somebody that he decided he was done with. So I'm with you, Alexis. I hope so. And a part of me wants Amber to get tired and walk away for her peace. Ant will lose his money. Well, she can't walk away from the house. I mean, you can't move. So unless she tells her attorney she can't live there because Anthony won't leave her alone. But other than that, she can't really leave. Okay. Granddaddy Jean. Yeah, I know with his granddaddy jeans on, looking like Carlton. I still say he looked like Carlton on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Okay. And I'm going to cut out everybody, okay? I'm not going to come back this afternoon because I'm going to go. And please notice that I'm changing the name on the videos, and I'll tell you why. Because I need the algorithm to know when it first looks at the titles on the video that it's Country Wayne. So it's going to have hashtag Country Wayne. Then it's going to say hashtag comedy. So the algorithm needs to know that. So that's why you're going to see a change in the name on the videos. Okay. So it's not that I've lost my mind, but in just reading and research, like I don't stop, you guys. I don't stop. And that's why I'm changing the name. So don't be surprised when you see it say hashtag Country Wayne and you see comedy, because those two are key keys. Those are primary, well, they're kind of primary keys, what we used to call primary keys for the algorithm. So it knows where to place everything we do, because we do a chat, we do reviews, and I need them to be together so they know what to do and how to push out our videos. Okay. So I'm going to get out of here. Gwen, I'm at home if you need me. I don't think you'll need me, but I know, because I know you're at work. And Magnolia, you have my number. Dolly, you have it. So if anybody needs anything, let me know. I know you guys will be fine today. And have a wonderful June 1st. Happy Monday. And this is going to be a beautiful week for everybody. Okay. Take care. And thank you so much for coming in today. And again, skits resume tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Hi, Dennis. Welcome in. Hi, Iris. Everybody, take care. And I'll see you at Wind Down. And that is 7 p.m. Pacific time, 12 o'clock Eastern time. And then it's also 11 o'clock CST. Wayne is always playing with us, girl. Okay. And if you have whatever comments you have here, go ahead and just put them on something. You can put them on the community board if you want to, okay, because you have access to it. You can put comments in there. Just post it, and it'll pop up as a notification. So if I missed your comment, go ahead to the community. Go to my channel, NONYASISCHAT, and then click community or post, because it says post and it also says community. Go to the community page and post your comment. And that way we can all see it. Any subscriber that follows me, and I'm at 1,500 now, or over 1,500, post your comments there. And then we can all see it. Okay? Don't forget that that's there. And it's there for you too, not just for me. It's also there for you. All right? And please do take a look at the replay. The replay is what I need to get over the top. All right, everybody. This is Nonya. Please like, share, and subscribe. You guys have a great day. And thank you. You guys are always so insightful. And I love you for that. And if you go someplace and it's like, triggering, just Do what's best for you. Okay? Do you, boo. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.